Oh, Diane Shelton.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I've been to a number of their.
I can feel my face in your answer machine. Yeah.
They haven't taken you up on it yet?
Excellent, yeah, I thought it was great.
Oh. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, what about you? Okay, yeah.
Have you ever live me? Yeah. No, I was usually on stage.
Oh, okay,
So, you
you
know.
were in a grouping.
I got the groupings
I would ask her to be on.
in my.
Thank you.
If anybody was asking, it's still running a coach. It was still on Google, and so it wasn't picking on.
That was
I
how
put it on email, and it's 69 now, so.
To see if they.
Sorry, I didn't think of it earlier.
It's warm. It'll warm up.
You can tell them, because I think that they're.
No, you'll always get a hug. Unless you have the ear say, get away.
What's on your back?
Yeah, we kind of do.
Oh, yes. Yes, I got the beads and stuff. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. I like that.
Carol Kennedy gave it to me.
Yeah.
But
I love it. Cat ladies vote. Cat ladies vote.
Maybe I'll get that. I don't have it right now.
You'll be very, very careful. You don't know me very well. All you see is show and tell. And me I hold deep down inside. It's where I go to survive. Every day I'm so confused. Wonder if you feel it too. Can you tell me if I'm safe? Take a look inside my brain. Sadness turns to pain. Madness turns to shame. Moments turn to years. All my fears. You never looked me in the eye. You turn away when I walk by. And I don't really understand if what I am is what I am. Just one step inside my shoes. Now you got the blue baby blues. Monsters knocking at my door. Feel the pain and nothing more. You never look me in the eye. You turn away when I walk by. And I don't really understand. What I am is what I am. got the blue baby's blues. Monsters knocking at my door. Feel the pain and nothing more. Every day I'm so confused. I wonder if you feel it too. The memories seep into my soul, never gonna let me go. Sadness turns to pain, madness turns to shame. Moments turn to years, stuffed down on my fears. In the winter of my life, well, I don't need no stress or strife. Gonna jump into the flow, unpack the pain and let it go. Gonna jump into the flow, pack the pain and let it go. Gonna jump into the flow, unpack the pain and let it go.
Yeah, Michelle Dobsowitz. Welcome, everybody, to the Unitarian Church of Lincoln. My name is Dr. Bob Fusen. I am the music director here. Tonight we have something really special put together. The theme of worship for this month is deeper listening. I'm struck by the irony of that, being musicians. So what we're doing tonight is all original music by members of the band, with half an exception, and we'll get to that. But I'm going to let Michelle talk about the tune that you just heard, Show and Tell.
Well, what can I say? I wrote this song probably about 2017, and the band did it, but we did it way different. We did it a little bit faster, and it wasn't as insightful at that point in my life. But now, as I do it again, I find myself thinking, dang, this is really pretty damn good. I mean, how did I come up with this? Well, I'm not really sure. I just think it's a state that you get into when you're either depressed or lonely, and a lot of that has to do with this song. Depression, not so much depression, but loneliness. So that's my confusion in this world today. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle. Another round for Michelle. We called the service a deeper listening because usually what we do in A Street is we put together a set list of songs that some people will know, but songs by other artists, and we do our own versions of them. And if things ever go haywire, we can always go back to those original recordings, find out how they're supposed to go, see where we went wrong. We don't have that option for these. These are songs that nobody really has, tons and tons of recordings of. We were lucky to have some recordings of a few things, but by and large, it was a very vulnerable experience where we are bringing not only these songs that we wrote that are very, very open and very introspective, but also the folks around you listening to your song have to react, have to play something that captures what you're doing. But in doing that, you bring a little piece of yourself to it. So it's very communal. It's been a really, really fun experience, and these songs have been stuck in my head for for weeks now. Yeah, if I'm a little disjointed, I'm having some plumbing problems at home and had to tear out a ceiling. So I'm trying to balance the joy of this with what's awaiting me later. So I'm going to turn it over to Roger Geary, who wrote our next song, and he's going to talk to you about snake oil.
Well, who doesn't know what snake oil is? I think we all do, right? Yeah. You know, I don't remember. This probably is the second song with lyrics that I've written, and I think I've written 4. I don't know. Not many, really. It's something I haven't focused on a lot, but I do recall, it's probably been 8 or 10 years ago, that I was at a bluegrass festival in Winfield, Kansas, and I got inspired to write a song while I was there. And interestingly, the song is not a bluegrass song or a bluegrass sounding song. It's more of a blues song, but it's just a description of my distaste for scammers and crooked people and so forth. So it's about the size of it. Nothing special. It's kind of fun though. Called Snake Oil. Well, someone came knocking at my door. He's selling some old snake oil. It was rotten to the core. He came inside and grabbed a chair, opened up his case. He took out his old snake oil and he shoved it in my face. Now I don't need your snake oil and I don't need a cure. I don't want you scamming me with motives so impure. Oh, I don't want your snake oil, I told you that before. Don't be calling on the phone, knocking on my door. Well, I don't have time for you or the game you want to play. Find your way on out the door and I'll enjoy my day. Your spam clogs my inbox, it's a total waste of time. I'm tired of your bombardment, I've got to draw the line. Now I don't need your snake oil, I don't need a cure. I don't want you scamming me with motives so impure. No, I don't want your snake oil, I told you that before. Don't be calling on the phone or knocking on my door. Well, you better get on down the road, need to make it fast. You better get on out of here and put me in your past. Well, don't be calling on the phone and don't you knock again. You target me in your scam, I'll find a legal end. Now I don't need your snake oil, I don't need a cure. I don't want you scamming me with motives so impure. Oh, I don't want your snake oil, I told you that before. Don't be calling on the phone or knocking on my door. I don't be calling on the phone or knocking on my door. I don't be calling on the phone or knocking on my door.
Roger Geary, everybody. Composer, vocalist, guitarist extraordinaire. We're going to hear from Roger a little later, too. You may have noticed if you attend these regularly, we're missing a couple folks. We usually have John Lozier back here on harmonica and vocals, and we usually have Reed Maley on bass and vocals. But Reed let us know he wasn't going to be available for this. He is taking a once-in-a-lifetime trip to England. He's going to go to Liverpool. He's a big Beatles fan. I think he is watching. He said he was going to watch. I don't know what time it is there. But hello to Reed Maley, our bassist extraordinaire. Reed takes a lot of guff from the band.
From you.
From the band.
From you.
But he's a really, really great musician, a great guy, and he was kind enough to not only lend us this song, but to come to rehearsals and help us learn it, even though he wasn't going to be here to perform it. I don't know how much of an intro of this tune I can give you and keep it appropriate, but I will try to lighten it up based on what Reed told me. Reed had a band with his friends and his brothers called Amel, and one day when they were completely sober and free of psychedelics, they wrote this tune called A Man, and it's about a man's struggles, and it's very 70s psychedelic rock, and we have had so much fun learning it and doing it, and so we would like to send this one across the pond to Reed if he is watching.
To my mud brother. True, a man reaps what he sows, and a man pays the dues that he owes. If he follows the wind as they blow, he will find love as pure as the snow. Well, I walk through the secrets in the night, in the darkness, the secrets of light. If I listen just right, I'll regain my lost sight, and I know that the love feels so tight. Truth be my secrets to spare. Like a fog it hangs in the air, like a cloud descending from sky. My tears like rain as I cry. Well, it's true, a man reaps what he sows, and a man pays the dues what he owes. If he follows the wind as it blows, he will find love as pure as the snow.
Yeah, Reed Maley, composition, all the way from foggy London town. And Michelle Dobswitz on vocals there. Yeah, that's a fun one. What's next? Music, for so many of us, is about community. In my opinion, it's one of the most communal things that you can do for a lot of reasons. One, it's much more fun when you do it with other people, right? Two, there is the expectation that you are giving of yourself to something larger, which I think is a lot of the reason that we pile in here on Sunday. It's why we look up at the stars. It's why we long for connection. And music is one of those ways that we can do it in which it appears like magic. Because you can't see music, you can't hold it, you can't smell it. And if you're not around it, for the cilia in your ear to pick it up, you don't hear it. It doesn't exist. This does not make music. The people do. So there are a lot of sacrifices that have to be made. There are lots of pushes and pulls that have to happen. There's lots of negotiations that have to be met. Now, admittedly, the stakes are pretty low. If we disagree on something, nobody's launching a missile or anything like that. Thankfully, we're not in that line of business. But I think we'd have a lot less missiles if more people were in our line of business. But sadly, that's not the case. So it's been a great experience of community working on these songs because I get to hear everyone's voice. I get to hear what they're bringing to it, what their story is, what they want to say, and then we are all changed for the better as a result of that. Now I'd like to introduce Jen Bueller, who is going to intro her tune. It has a really beautiful story behind it that I think ties in very well with community. So Jen?
So my day job, I'm lucky enough to have a day job in music. I'm a music therapist. I work part-time with kids and part-time in hospice. So a lot of times I use recorded music or pre-written songs. One of the most beautiful bedside experiences I had was watching a woman finally relax enough to take her last breaths to the music of polka. It was wonderful. And when I have the opportunity to write songs, a lot of times it's for preschool. I've written such bangers as Scritchy Scratchy Blocks and It's Time for Music, Sit on the Carpet. But every once in a while, there's other opportunities that come along. And one of my hospice patients was a beautiful, faith-filled woman who'd also been through some really rough experiences in her life. And she had dementia. And so as part of her dementia, she was having to reprocess some of those rough experiences she had been through and was experiencing a lot of anxiety. And so I wrote this song with her. Almost all of the words in the song are hers. There's a few concepts that I introduced to her, but like 98% is hers. This is Wonderful Things Can Happen. One, two, three, four. You know what? Sometimes part of the therapeutic experience is, So make sure we're all on the same connection. 1, 2, 3, 4. I pray a lot to get through the hard things. I had to be strong. I thought it was gold. I believe that wonderful things can happen. I believe I can have happiness and joy. I believe I can get through the hard things, through the hard things. I guess it was God's love. Every quilt isn't perfect. Every bowl has a crack. I just want to be happy. I've been mended with gold. I believe that wonderful things can happen. I believe I can have happiness and joy. I believe I can get through the hard things, through the hard things. I guess it was God's love. There's been good in my life, my husband and my children. I have such good memories of my family and my kids. I believe that wonderful things can happen. I believe I can have happiness and joy. I believe I can get through the hard things, through the hard things. I guess it was God's love.
Jen Bueller. What a beautiful tune. Very nice. Yep, occasionally we need second chances at things. The next tune is one that I wrote. I wrote it several years ago, and it was based on something that a minister here used to say a lot, and it was, all of us need all of us to make it. I've since come to learn that ministers say a lot of things, but that phrase really stuck in my head, that all of us need all of us to make it, and that's true everywhere, but especially so in a band. We're all counting on each other, so thanks, Reed. Anyway, but we all have to count on each other. I couldn't help it, I had to mess with them. We all rely on each other, and on this particular service, doubly so, because there is no other interpretation of these songs except for the ones by the composer. So, it's been really nice teaching my songs to this group and learning their songs and just how well they fit together. And that doesn't always happen. Sometimes crazy things go on in groups. And I've played in groups with unbelievable musicians, and the ensemble just suffered because of personalities, because of conflicts. It can really bring things down, regardless of you know, the musician's desire or capability or anything like that. But this has been just a completely enjoyable experience from top to bottom. And watching these wonderful songs take shape and seeing them be reinterpreted, I hate to keep coming back to it, but it's instilled a real sense of community. So the last couple times we did this song, you were subjected to my singing. You will be subjected to that again later, but not yet. I have spared you. Because we have the fabulous Sharon Kramer in our band. Yeah. Just an incredible voice, and so I said, let's have Sharon sing this one instead of my squeaks and squawks. So you'll hear those later if you like squeaks and squawks, but this is All of Us Need All of Us.
When your nights are feeling cold, you can call me when you need a hand to hold. Trust me when I tell you being lonely is overrated. All of us need all of us to make it. If you have a friend in need, reach out with kindness, for we have all agreed. Anyone who speaks it, surely not mistaken. 'Cause all of us need all of us to make it. All of us need all of us to make it. Each of us deserves a chance, no one is forsaken. All the love you'll ever need, reach right out and take it. All of us need all of us to make it. He comes to me at night, everything I ever need to guide me through the light. He puts his hand in mine, it's enough to make me shake. 'Cause all of us need all of us to make it. All of us need all of us to make it. Each of us deserves a chance, no one is forsaken. All the love you'll ever need, reach right out and take it. All of us need all of us to make it. Need all of us to make it. Each of us deserves a chance, no one is forsaken. All the love you'll ever need, reach right out and take it. All of us need all of us to make it. Don't you ever doubt what I'm saying. All of us need all of us to make it.
Yeah, Sharon Kramer. Sharon Kramer. What a voice. My goodness. My goodness. Whenever a college or a school system inevitably runs into funding issues, what's the first thing that goes?
Music.
It's not football.
Music.
And I could make the argument, nor should it be. However, it's always the arts first. Always. Without fail. Why is that? Why is it the first thing to go? I have a few theories, having done this for a long time. One is the arts are the quickest way to break down barriers and walls between people. It's the quickest way. I've not found a faster way. Dialogue is not a faster way. The arts. Duke Ellington, for years, wrote with his writing partner, Billy Strayhorn. Billy Strayhorn was a black gay man in the 40s. This did not matter to Duke. In fact, he openly expressed his love for Billy Strayhorn. When Billy Strayhorn died, he said, "I loved him. A part of me is gone." Now, whether or not it was the music that caused Duke to go against the way things were at that time, it didn't matter. It was his artistry that Duke Ellington fell in love with. And you'll notice a lot of times when there are criticisms of artists that are out because they have this agenda or that agenda, it's very, very little of it is about their actual music and the quality of it. It's always about the message. They are deathly afraid of that message. The other reason that I think they go after music first and the arts, and why I think the arts are the most important thing and why we're here on this planet and why we evolved, is because everyone expects to get it for free. If it was less important, they wouldn't just take it from us. And they take it from us pretty regularly. Pretty regularly. Budget cuts in schools. That's one way. Piracy is another way. But that's how I know that it's important. Because if you think about it, none of us can really afford the arts. Think about, for example, someone who is having a bad day, and they are having not so great thoughts. And then their favorite song comes on the radio, and they are better. They are lifted. They are transported. So those bad thoughts are no longer in play. That person is more productive. That person might even be more productive to their community. You can't calculate the effect that the arts has on a community. It's incalculable. If you could calculate it, you would owe everyone up here trillions of dollars. You laugh, but I'm not joking. You can't quantify the effect that the arts has on things. So, when people can't quantify something, they want it for cheap. That's how I know it's important. It's the first thing to go under fascism and authoritarianism. It's the first thing. If you know your history of the fascists of the last century, it's the first thing. Arts is always the first thing they try to get under control. Second is education. You can usually bundle those two together. And if you paid any attention to the news here recently, you've noticed that education and the arts are not so popular with a hefty chunk of our population right now. And this is why. Because it's a bare, vulnerable exposure of humanity. And when you lose it, when you take it away, it's very hard to get it back. And it says something about you when you take it away. We would do this for free. Most of us are. That doesn't mean we should have to. So, there are strange times coming. We all kind of sense that. We hope for the best. In my little corner of the arts world, I can only tell you what I've seen, and this is the first thing to go. Always. That's the first clue that something is not right. And I would ask you to heed that warning, because many haven't. Well, I don't like that music. Why do I care? Not a lot of people in Germany in the 30s and 40s were listening to jazz, but the ones who were didn't get very far. We're listening to jazz. These are people who also went after bedwetters, so not really a consistent ethos, just a let's kill everybody. But I beg of you, whatever happens with the election, please, the arts are the first thing to go. And if you get your utopia, whether you're a liberal or conservative, if you get your utopia and there are no arts, then what did you do all that work for? You got nothing to enjoy. This is the purpose. Whether you consume it or create it, this is the purpose. I admittedly have a very biased opinion, being an artist myself. But if you get to the end of that rainbow, don't give away the pot of gold. There won't be anything there. So, that's dark. I didn't want to be that dark, but Roger's going to introduce his next tune, and it's a very bold kind of protest song, and so I wanted to make sure that we captured that spirit. So Roger's going to introduce his next tune. This is our half of an original tune. Roger?
Well, a lot of you have been around for quite a few years and have seen how political dialogue has evolved in the past, couple of decades? And the harshness and nastiness of, I guess I would say, I don't know, they're conservatives, I guess. Yeah, sure, they are. There's, the nation, as you know, is divided, and the divide seems to be more pronounced on both sides. But this song takes me back to 2016 after a certain man won the presidential election, and I was surprised by that victory. I think a lot of us were. Caught us off guard. So I had an angry reaction to it, and I thought, this has inspired me to come up with another song, and I thought that I would do something in protest. And I didn't, so what I did was, I've always liked this song by Stephen Stills called For What It's Worth. I liked the tune and everything, the vibe of it. So what I did was just rewrite the words in a protest to the results of the 2016 election. And, we're in an apropos time to think about this again. We're facing the same issue, only I swear it's gotten worse. It really has. So this is how I sized it up without doing too many verses, Oh, troubling events flood the news. Alternative facts cloud the truth. King of fools, liar crowned. Come walk with us and be liberty bound. We have to stand firm against that sound. We're gonna stop what's going down. Battle lines scar the sand. Moral dictators cannot stand. Good people speak out with pride, assuring fearful and greedy minds. So we'll stand firm against that sound. We're gonna stop what's going down. Paranoia. Let's go back here. Another verse here. We will march for justice, make it fair. Millions need affordable care. Public schools and the arts are worth the fight. We demand nothing less than equal rights. We will stand firm against that sound. We're gonna stop what's going down. Do another one. That paranoia lurks inside, so we must not run away and hide. Hate thrives when you're too afraid. With open arms, love will keep you safe. Stand firm against that sound. We're gonna stop what's going down. Yeah, we'll stand firm against that sound. We're gonna stop what's going down. Yeah, we'll stand firm against that sound. We're gonna stop what's going down. Oh, we need a better sound. We're gonna stop what's going down. We need a better sound. We're gonna stop what's going down. We need a better sound. We're gonna stop what's going down.
Roger Geary, everybody. Yeah. There's another reason that they try to pull the arts away, and that's because music is joy. Unhappy people are easier to control. And music is unbridled joy and creation. If you've ever seen a little kid, like a 1-year-old, you give them a drum and they just beat the daylights out of it, and they have the best time in the whole world. It's also a lot of work, because that banging on the drum until it's broken is only cute for so many years, right? You have to work at it. And the folks up here have been working at their craft for a long, long time. And you don't do that unless you're feeling the joy that it brings. That's the definition of insanity, would be to do the same thing over and over if you're not enjoying it. But these folks do it for the love of the game, and it's really been an honor playing with them. So can you give another round of applause to the A Street Band?
Our fearless leader, Bob. Come on now. Give it up for Bob.
So in the spirit of joy, this next song will be our last of our main set, and then we'll close with our usual Go in Peace. But this last song is one that I wrote. I wrote it for a service we did a few years ago, a joint service with Second Unitarian Church in Omaha. We invited them down. They had some musicians, and they played a few tunes, and we played a few tunes, and then we played a few tunes together. And so I wrote this piece for that service. And much like Reed's tune earlier, it came together very, very quickly. It's in a very kind of New Orleans bluesy style, which, if you've ever heard before, is just chock full of joy. Be a great candy bar name, too, chock full of joy. Anyway. But the title of the song is Ain't Nobody. And yes, I did use the word ain't. It is now officially part of the dictionary.
Kind of southern.
I am also still a doctor. When anybody asks me what ain't stands for, I says a contraction. Contraction for what? For ain't not.
Ain't not.
And then you let them chew on that for a minute, and they wander off. But this is Ain't Nobody, and you're going to hear from a lot of people on this. And the chorus is pretty easy to pick up if you want to sing along. I'll give you a hint. It's 2 words. One of them's a contraction. I should also mention this is in more of a social justice kind of vein, so you're going to hear some of those things. Feel free to hoot and holler if they appeal to you. nobody cast out for who they love. Ain't nobody cast out for who they love. Just leave them folks alone. Let them do what they want done. Ain't nobody cast out for who they love. Ain't nobody, ain't nobody, ain't nobody, ain't nobody, ain't nobody, ain't nobody. Well, ain't nobody should be judged by their skin. Ain't nobody should be judged by their skin. So let them people in. Being different ain't no sin. Ain't nobody should be judged by their skin. Ain't nobody, ain't nobody, ain't nobody, ain't nobody, ain't nobody, ain't nobody. Ain't nobody should be in jail for weed. Ain't nobody should be in jail for weed. So let them people out. Let them smoke and twist and shout. Ain't nobody should be in jail for weed. Ain't nobody, ain't nobody, ain't nobody, ain't nobody, ain't nobody, ain't nobody. Ain't nobody in here that we don't love. Ain't nobody in here that we don't love. We're gonna love them all to death, right up to our last breath. Ain't nobody in here that we don't love. Ain't nobody, ain't nobody, ain't nobody, ain't nobody, ain't nobody, ain't nobody. Ain't nobody, ain't nobody. You know the words. Ain't nobody, 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 ain't nobody. Ain't nobody, ain't nobody, ain't nobody. Don't know which mic I'm using. The A Street Band, everybody. Roger Geary on guitars and vocals. Sharon Kramer on vocals. Michelle Dobswitz, guitar, vocals. Jen Bueller, clarinet, violin, vocals. Del Darling on drums back there. Thank you all for coming out. It's really nice to see everybody.
With a roof over your head.
Yes, yes, indeed, with a roof over. Just a few other folks I'd like to thank. The other folks in the band who can't be with us, Tristan, John, Reed, AJ. We miss you. We hope you can make it back. We're going to be back in December, the third Thursday in December, to do some holiday-inspired things. I want to thank Gene and Wendy in the office for their continued support. Yeah, I'm not really sure what else to say, except to say that you should come to as many of these as you can. Yeah, try to make it out. All right, we're going to close with our traditional Go in Peace.
Go in peace. Go in kindness. Go in love. Go in faith. Leave the day behind us. Day is done. Go in grace. Let us go into the dark, not afraid, not alone. Let us hope by some good pleasure safely to arrive at home. Let us hope by some good pleasure safely to arrive at home.
Yeah, once more for the A Street Band, everybody.
Yeah.
I also want to thank Larry Gregg back here who's helping us out with AV. I completely forgot him first time around. Thank you, Larry. It's the easiest AV gig in the whole church, right? Yep. Thank you all for coming. Also, if anyone feels so compelled to help with teardown, that would be fantastic. It just has to get to the top of the stairs, most of it, so our usual call for assistance. But thank you all for coming. See you in December.
Thank you, Bobby.
I forgot Mark Schiffler. Mark Schiffler also wasn't with us. Mark, we missed you. Oh, I was so stressed having to cover the keyboards, I forgot completely. Mark, we miss you. Please come back.
did it.